Hello, Georgia Jaguar here at stampinwithgeorgia.com. I'm going to share a fun card idea with you that uses my favorite bundle from the new catalog, and that is the Colorful Seasons bundle. It includes the Colorful Seasons stamp set and the seasonal layers, framelits, and I'm going to use my favorite framelit from that set as well. The card I'm going to share with you today is this one. I love this Adirondack chair. I happen to have red chairs up at the lake, and they're my favorite place to park on a good day. So anyway, what I'm going to share with you is how to achieve these fun fluffy clouds that are in the background on my card, and also the sand layer along the bottom. This card was inspired by one that I received in a swap from Dina Lederman, who is a fellow Minnesota demonstrator. I liked her card enough to case it, but as I looked at it, I thought to myself, I wonder what would happen if, and that's where the clouds came out. So come on, let's get started. So here's a good look at the card again, and you can see the clouds and also the sand. So how I created that was I used a piece of scratch white paper. You can use whatever color, because it really doesn't matter. You're really making your own stencil with these, and I'm using the clouds that come in the Up and Away Thinlit set, and so I ran that through the Big Shot to cut those out. And then here's you can see it good on this background, my cloud template that I made, or stencil. I'm going to use a Soft Sky card as my base. I've already cut that down, and it's cut down just a little bit smaller than your standard A2 card. It's, instead of being 5 1/4, actually it is 5 1/4 across, and then this way it's just 8 1/8 to accommodate for that fold. And so I'm going to go ahead and place my stencil over my card base, and I'm using a sponge dauber with the white craft ink, and I'm going to gently rub inside of that stencil. And you can make these as solid looking as you want to, or as fluffy looking as you want to. It's personal preference. They are always going to look darker once you remove the stencil, once you pull it away. And that white ink will absorb in, and they'll get a little bit softer looking as that soaks in. Next thing I want to show you is how I achieved the sand across the bottom. So I've taken a narrow strip of crumb cake cardstock. It's cut the same width as my card, 5 1/4. And I'm just going to grab with both my thumb and forefinger together, and I'm holding, this is actually the side that's going to become the sand on my card, and I'm going to tear. And as I tear, I just move the other thumb and finger with it. And so there I've got a nice torn edge that looks more realistic like sand. I'm going to take my crumb cake ink along with a stamp that is in the Touches of Texture stamp set. It's one I use a lot. It's a nice splatter. Oops. And I'm just going to stamp that to give my sand a little bit of depth and interest. Get rid of that. And then this just goes, I use my snail to attach this to my card front. And you'll also notice that on my card, I've got a different color for my lemonade and my straw. And there is a stamp in the stamp set that is an actual little cup and straw, so it matches a framelit, so you can cut it out. But for the purposes for today, I've gone ahead and cut my chair out, and I've cut my little glass out, but I'm going to stamp my glass so that my Bermuda base straw sticks up above. And then I'm just going to use my paper snips and trim away the straw part of that die cut. And apply a dot of liquid glue. And again, a dot is all you need for that. A little goes a long ways attach that over. So now I have a different color straw, which is a fun look to my lemonade glass. And you can put whatever you want in your glass, so you can cut it out. And again, I'm going to stress a little goes a long way with the liquid glue. I'm barely squeezing it all, because if you get too much, it'll come squirting out where you don't want it. Go ahead and attach that to my card front. And then whenever I am attaching framelits or things like this that I've used liquid glue with, rather than press it from the top, I like to turn my card over and burnish from the back side. That way I won't end up with the glue smearing it around on my card front. Instead, it will end up on my scratch paper below. And then I'm going to add my greeting. I'm going to use Early Espresso because that's the mat that I'm going to put my card on. I like the look of the frame around it. And I love the words in the Colorful Season stamp set. They're really nice things to say to just about anybody. And this one is, may all your tomorrows be as happy as today. Who wouldn't you want to wish that to? And then my very last step is to flip that over, add some adhesive, and adhere it to my Early Espresso mat. The mat is cut 5.5 by 4 1/4. And I'll go ahead and flip that over and do my burnishing. And there you have it. What a fun card. So thanks a lot for stopping by. I hope you'll give making your own cloud stencils a try.